My mom really excelled at friendliness. I wonder what she would say if I was the one being terribly impolite to her friends via intercom. No, I'm sorry, Mom can't come to the concert with you. She needs to stay at home because she was blatantly favoring my little brother once again. Yes, I think my mom would be most disgruntled if I acted like that, but what was I supposed to do? Mothers are mothers, and you have to live with the one you have. I ran back to the window, and soon after Kai reappeared in the courtyard. Sorry, Anna, he said, but I can't visit you today. I listened to him with one ear and used the other to listen to any noise from the flat. Mom had put on this weird electronic music she liked, and that I found absolutely unbearable. Whenever she put on that music, she was trying to calm down and became deaf to anything around her. I turned both ears back to Kai and said, Wait a second, maybe I'll find a way you can still visit me. I ran towards my wardrobe and opened both doors. That was always a bit risky, as I was in the habit of just stuffing any clothing into it and then slamming the door shut until I opened it again and everything came falling back to my face. Today it wasn't as bad as usual, so it was probably my mom who had engaged in some unsolicited cleaning out. I noticed that a few small things, such as my collection of about 200 empty toilet paper rolls or my 70-liter plastic bag of jar lids, were missing. She had likely thrown them out without even asking me if I still needed them. Instead, I found 20 scarves neatly folded on the top shelf and sorted by color. I'd never have any use for them. They were basically trash to me. Oh my. Why did mothers and daughters have such differing opinions on what constitutes as guarded blub? Oh my. Why did mothers and daughters had to have such differing opinions on what constitutes as garbage and what not? Aside from missing toilet rolls and jar lids, I found everything I had been looking for. In the far back corner of the closet was a carton full of jeans that some distant aunt had gifted me one day and that I had never worn and would never wear because I hated jeans. I liked sweatpants or loose cotton pant or maybe dungarees if I was feeling fancy. Jeans, however, were the most itchy and uncomfortable piece of clothing that had ever been invented. How were you supposed to run around and climb trees in wearing jeans when they itched and pinched you everywhere? That carton contained at least a dozen completely useless pants that I had finally found a purpose for. With some effort, I tied the jeans legs together. I was strong for my age and I could tie strong knots. But the jeans was about just as strong as I, and it took me a while to make the knots as tight as I needed them to be. Kai wasn't exactly a textbook example of patience, and I was a little worried that he would have left and went back to his flat to play video games again. He must have been wondering what was taking me so long. Maybe he thought that I was waiting for hair to grow as long as Rapunzel so that he could climb up to my window by the braid of my hair. But I knew my hair growth rates like I knew my hatred for jeans, and by the time my hair reached Rapunzel length, Kai would have most certainly gone back home. That's why I was glad when I was finally done. I tied one end of my pant rope to the heater and threw the other end out of the window and down to Kai. He'd started daydreaming and was abruptly and roughly awoken by my pant rope slapping him in the face. "Oh, thanks a lot," he muttered under his breath. "If the tennis ball to my face hadn't woken me up, this certainly would have. Do you want me to help you put these rags into an old clothes collection?" He tugged at the pants leg of one of the jeans, a little confused. "Because these are at least 2 sizes too small for me to wear." "You nitwit," I complained, even though putting my jeans into an old clothes collection wasn't that bad of an idea. I listened back into the flat. The electronic music was still very audible, and I could have sworn that it had gotten even louder over the past minutes. That was clearly her preferred high cleaning genre. She wouldn't let herself be disturbed by anything, and considering the chaos I had created in our kitchen, would be busy for at least another hour. You're supposed to climb up to me. How are you that stupid? Why would I have bothered tying together a jeans rope if I just wanted to throw it away? Come on, get up here. Wait, really? Asked Kai with discomfort clear and visible on his face. What if somebody sees me? It's Sunday morning, I argued back. No one's gonna look out of the window and see you. Everyone's either sleeping or watching TV or reading the newspaper. And I promise, I'll keep my hands off the tennis ball to not alert any more neighbors. But Anna, it's Saturday morning, Kai corrected me, deeply unhappy with the situation. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's not like anyone's looking out their window anyway, I kept encouraging him. Kai looked around the entire courtyard and the surrounding apartments. He had to admit that I was right and that most people were busy with everything from arguing to sitting on the toilet to reading the newspaper, but looking out of the window to witness Kai's circus-worthy performance. Wow, you really outdid yourself with that advertising campaign, Kai continued to mutter. Here I am, about to risk my life on your one-of-a-kind 12-feet jeans death rope, and there's 2 men and a dog to witness it. Everyone else had to stay home, I joked. I don't care, whined Kai. Next time I'd like to have an audience, a paying audience. I'm already out of pocket money for this month. Maybe you should try not to spend all of it on toffee candy, I called. It would definitely make the next pants rope stunt a lot less risky. You know, the rope might tear off if you don't stop with the candy and start up doing sports. Terribly funny, but thanks. Being friends with you is taxing enough. I really don't need to add sport on top of that. Kai threw right back at me, but then finally started climbing up. I had actually done a good job with the knots. Not a single one loosened even a little, and the jeans didn't tear either. I aided the daring artist over the windowsill where he sat down to catch his breath. Now I would actually like to have some toffee candy and something to drink. I really feel like receiving some good old-fashioned hospitality, he said. My dad was playing a sermon on the radio this morning. Some dude, Paulo, I think, from the Bible said exactly that. Be hospitable. I think you meant Paulus, as the long-suffering daughter of a pastor said. But yes, Kai, that's a great idea. My mom said I couldn't have any visitors, but I'm sure she'll be delighted to serve you some cookies and tea when she finds out that you came in through my window.